Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here for this late night video right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Peter Gilmore, thank you all for watching. Make sure you like this video. Hit that subscribe button down below. And subscribe to this channel and all my other channels, which are down below in the description box. Follow me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and share this video all over the internet. And tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never miss an upload and you can stay in the loop and stay notified and know when my videos go up on my respective channels. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Alright, wanted to get this video up a couple hours ago, but I had some technical problems, and the missus, it pissed me off, but I deal with her later. So, blame her, don't blame me. And that's all I gotta say about that. So, we are live on YouTube. So, join me on, if you're joining me on Facebook. If you're on Facebook or on Twitter, I put the link out to the video. So, got that, and let's put the link back out again. So we got that, and that's that. So we are up and running, and that's hopefully we get some people in, and we'll see what happens with that, and we move on from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this late Wednesday night, April the 29th, 2020, or if you're watching from some other place in the world, April the 30th, 2020, the last day of April. Already 4 months in, and just an abysmal quarter of the way to 2021. Hopefully May is a better month. We can start reopening the cities, I should say. Some of the states have reopened with some restrictions. Hopefully by the end of May, we'll get most of the country open. And then the coronavirus can go fuck itself and get the fuck out of here until the winter. Because it's coming back in October. It's going to fuck us up. And they're talking about hockey coming back in July and finishing up the season. And then they're not going to come back until December. They want to start the hockey season in December now. So they can start the preseason and the regular season and the off season. They'll probably, the Stanley Cup Finals will probably be in September or early October. Then you have a short off season, and then you come back December 1st or somewhere around there, somewhere around December, probably after Thanksgiving. No All-Star break, no Olympic break or anything like that. No week off that they usually have. So the All-Star break is gone. It's going to be gone, most likely. The week off is going to be gone. And they're trying to squeeze in an 82-game season from December 1st till maybe June or July of 2022. Well, actually, of 2021, I should say. And who knows what's going to happen with that. Baseball, they want to realign these fucking divisions. I mean, they want to have the Mets and the Yankees and the Red Sox in the same fucking division with the Nationals. So that's even worse. Can you give the Mets a break? So they want to have 3 divisions. They're like 12 teams. I don't know, 12. I think it's like 32 teams. So like it'll be 24, 12 in the East and in the East and the West, and then 10 teams in the Central, I believe. And I don't know when the season's going to start. I don't know even if this plan is going to even go through. I wouldn't go through with it. Because it's no fair to the Mets, no fair to other teams in the East, like the Marlins and I don't know if the Braves are in the East. I would assume they are. The Pirates, the Central's going to be got the Cubs and Houston, and and some other weird teams. The West is going to have the Athletics and Seattle and the Dodgers and the Padres and the Rockies and Arizona, the Giants. All those Western teams that. So, and I'm hearing that all the teams are going to play in division games. They're not going to travel to the West Coast or travel to the central places. They're going to be in the same places, wherever they may be. I don't know. The Mets would play the Yankees 16 times a year. I don't know. But they're going to play each team a couple of times a year, maybe 3 or maybe 4 times a year. Maybe, once one at one place, one at another place. Like you have the Mets play at Yankee Stadium, the Yankees play at Citi Field, and likewise, the Mets go to Boston. Boston comes to the Mets. Mets go to Washington. Washington comes to the Mets. Atlanta, blah blah. Same thing. Marlins, blah blah. Pirates, the Blue Jays, the Orioles. The whole baseball is going to look like shit next year. I mean, can you just fucking end it? Just cancel the season this year. Just come back in next year. That's what I would do. Just scrap the 2020 season and come back in 2021 when you can have large gatherings, hopefully. And people can go into the stadiums. When you can have 50,000 screaming Met fans and Yankee fans and, other fans. Just do it in, come back in February of 2021 with spring training. Don't do this. I mean, it's gonna be really bad for some of the players because they're gonna come back and they're gonna have an abbreviated season. I don't know how many games they're gonna have, maybe 120 something. The season's gonna end probably by Thanksgiving at this rate. If they play right now, if they start in June or July or maybe August, the season's gonna end. Nobody's gonna care. And there might not even be football this season, depending on what's going to happen with they're not going to have large gatherings. So you could expect 5,000 people, maybe 1,000 people at the stadium, not 70,000 people at MetLife Stadium or Levi Stadium for the Niners. Not going to see that many people at the stadium in September. Not even that much. But I heard President Trump said that he wants Yankee Stadium to reopen. He wants to get baseball back up and running. I mean, I do too, but not the way that's going to look. I'd rather have it the way it is, with the divisions the way they are. But if you play in division games, I'd be fine. But keep the divisions the same. I don't care if the Mets and the Nationals play 20 times this year. I don't care. As long as the Mets win about 15 of those 20 games. But, it is what it is. And that's all I got to say about that. But that's that. So let me move on. So getting closer and closer to that May 15th date that New York and New Jersey, well, I think just New York was on pause. So we got 2 weeks left. Oh, a week and a half left. I should think about 2 weeks from Friday. So I got next week, and then the week after that, it's the last week. And then I think the restrictions will start easing up a little bit. We'll go to phase 1 of the reopening. And then I think maybe they'll do every 2 weeks, they'll reopen something, hopefully. So we'll get to phase 2, and then phase 3, and then phase 4 is the entire city opening. So I'm hoping by July we'll have a summer. We're not gonna get concerts or anything like that. At least people will be going into the city. Social distancing will still be a thing, but nobody will abide by it. So we'll have more cases. And just when you think that we're all good and everything's going to turn back to normal, wait till October when it's round 2. But hopefully by then we'll learn from this and by the late fall and the early winter and into the winter of December of this year and going into 2021, hopefully we'll have maybe a vaccine to combat this shit. We'll be more aware. We won't have to close down the city or the cities in the United States. You know, I want to go on my vacation in July. I could actually order my tickets now if I wanted to. Go for $100. Don't have to wait. Get a nice deal both ways. $100 both ways. Fucking amazing. I don't have to waste $600 on a fucking plane ticket. Or 2 plane tickets for me and the missus. But that's that. We move on from there. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, on this late Wednesday night, it is time for your late night AEW Dynamite review for April the 29th, 2020, live on TNT. Well, not taped, but it is what it is. And that's that. All right, another episode of TNT AEW Dynamite in the books. And it was a pretty good show, as always. I think they'll win the ratings war this week. Might be close, but because NXT had a pretty decent show. Not a bad show, but we'll get to that tomorrow. My NXT review tomorrow night. So we'll get that. But tonight was highlighted by the semifinals of the TNT Championship Tournament. We had Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin in the first one, and Lance Archer and Dustin Rhodes in the second semifinal match. We also had a no disqualification, no count out match between the Best Friends taking on Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian with the lovely Penelope Ford at ringside. As freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy was at ringside too. We'll get to that in a little bit. We had the Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee, taking on Marco Stunt. We had that. But mostly the show is about the TNT Championship Tournament semifinals, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. We also had our third installment of the Bubbly Bunch, which was another epic episode. I'll get to that in a little bit. We start off the show with a video package hyping up the Darby Allin versus Cody Rhodes feud. This is their third match. They showed the draw from Fyter Fest, and then Cody winning the rematch in early October, November, I think. And they also showed the desires to win the TNT Championship. So we'll see what happens with that. So we go to the warehouse or whatever they're filming in Georgia or Florida or wherever they are. Pretty soon they're going to be going back to Daly's place in Jacksonville for their live shows in May. It's starting in May, leading up to Double or Nothing on May the 23rd. So I believe the first I think might be next week's episode might be a live show. Actually, that's what Jon Moxley said, but in his promo tonight. And I'll get to that in a minute. So next week, and then next week's coming, going to be live and in living color on TNT from Daly's place in Jacksonville, Florida. As well. Orlando has kind of eased up his restrictions a little bit. You know, the beaches are open, but it's still getting cases and everything. It is what it is. But, gotta get the economy up and running soon. And that's that. And we're going to move on from there. All right, so we have, once again, Tony Schiavone and Chris Jericho on commentary. And once again, another good pairing, as always. I think they should just keep going for the foreseeable future, because I don't know when JR and Excalibur is going to come back. If ever. They're doing AEW post shows now on YouTube from their own house. So who knows? I mean, we had Mauro and Arlo and Beth fucking Phoenix back tonight on NXT. That was good. I miss Mauro more than Beth Phoenix, but it is what it is. So we'll get that. And we'll see what happens. All right, then we get to our first match of the night. The first semifinal match in the TNT Championship Tournament. Cody versus Darby Allin And this was a pretty good match. To start off, the third match, the rubber match. Well, not the rubber match. This one was decided all, I guess, if you want to put it that way. The winner goes to the finals to face either Dustin Rhodes or Lance Archer. And if you've been following the tournament, I think you know what I thought is going to be the finals, and I'm kind of right. So it is what it is. So we have Brandy at ringside, looking hot as always. So they trade tackles to begin. They lock up. Cody hits a shoulder tackle, which pisses off Darby. And then they work the ropes. They work in some counters. Darby takes out Cody's knee as Cody kind of tweaked his knee. And that kind of plays out during the match. Cody sends him to the floor, slams him into the barricade. Darby charges, but accidentally takes out Brandy and knocks him into the barricade. So Billy Gunn had to bring her to the back. So no more Brandy, and kind of pissed off Cody a little bit as Cody was checking on her. And they go back in. Cody grounds and pounds a little bit as we go to break. We come back. Cody's still in control. It's a suplex and clears him up for a near fall. Then knocks in the bow and arrow, circa 1945. And so Darby slips out. Cody lays the boots to him, dumps Darby over the ropes, and goes for a near fall. Cody then stalks Darby, lays the boots to him, falls with a half crab until Darby makes the ropes. Darby counters a suplex, attacks the knee again, falls with some strikes. Then he hits a code red for a near fall. Then he locks in the heel hook. Cody has to make the ropes. And Cody goes up top. Darby cuts him off into the tree of whoa. And then he attacks the body. Then he locks in a knee bar as he grounds and pounds Cody some more, focusing on the knee. Cody goes to the outside. And then Britt Baker, baby! DMD hits him with a shoe. Honestly, who hits somebody with a shoe? Honestly, tell me that. Who hits somebody with a shoe? I don't know. It is what it is. So she hits him with the shoe. And they go back in. Darby continues to chop block the knee. Really working on that knee of Cody, kind of slowing him down as we go to another break. Come back. Both men are down. And Cody falls with some strikes, a suplex, and a disaster kick. But he's still to follow due to his knee being damaged. But he locks in a couple of small packages, circa 1922, on Darby for a near fall. Then Darby comes back, hits Crossroads, stealing Cody's own move, gets a 2 count out of that. Then he locks in the figure 4 as Brandy comes back, and Cody makes the ropes. Then she gives Cody some water for some odd reason, and Tony Schiavone and Chris are like, what the hell is he getting him water for? And Darby attacks. Cody falls with a ripcord clothesline. And then he goes for another one. Darby counts into a stunner or a socket street cutter. Goes for a moonsault. Cody counting into Crossroads, but only gets 2.5 out of that. And he goes up top. He goes for his own version of the coffin drop. Darby counts out of that. Hits the coffin drop, but Cody counts into a crucifix pin. 1, 2, 3. Cody picks up the victory. And he goes on to the finals where he will meet Lance Archer or his own brother, Dustin Rhodes. And we'll see what happens with that as we get closer and closer to the finals of the TNT tournament, which will be at Double or Nothing on May the 23rd. So we got that. So pretty good match. I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. Both men look strong. Darby's continuing to grow as a performer, and it kind of made sense. It kind of made sense of Cody winning because it's going to be Cody and Lance Archer most likely. If you look at the feud going on with Lance Archer and Cody, it's going to come to a head, and we'll see if it does come to a head at Double or Nothing on May the 23rd. And that's all I got to say about that. And that's that. So you move on from there. So a good match. Like I said, 3.25 out of 5 stars after that. All right, then we get part 2 of the Scorpio Sky video package. This time talking about the start of SCU. And Sky didn't want to be the third guy in an established act, which got started by Kazarian and Frankie, Kazarian and Christopher Danielson in Ring of Honor. And then they added Scorpio Sky in Ring of Honor as well. But things gelled and they helped him tremendously. He had the world title match against Chris Jericho and almost won the damn thing. Something he thought he'd never get. And he just wants to be a legend. Well, a legend in his own mind, but, I don't think he'll be a legend like Hulk Hogan brother or Macho Man 87, or woo, Ric Flair, anybody like that. But it's good to dream there, Scorpio. You can be a legend in your own mind. That's all I got to say about that. So it was pretty good. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we move on from there. Then we go to MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, with an update on his condition. As we saw last week from his house, he said that he suffered a messed up hangnail that was very serious. So we don't know when he's coming back. So this week, he says he's rehabbed his injury, and his doctor has never seen someone come from death's door to recovery. He has the strongest nail in history, got TV ready, but injured himself shaving. He said he nicked his neck. A normal man would have bled out, but he survived somehow. This is all bullshit, right? He wanted to be back to wrestle in front of 6 or 7 of his peers next week, but he'll be back for us because he loves the fans. He's the light in the darkness, and he is better than us, and we know it. So next week, we'll get Maxwell Jacob Friedman live on Dynamite. Maybe they'll start the MJF John Moxley feud that's been kind of penciled in maybe from Double or Nothing, and then Moxley will probably lose, which sucks. And we'll see what happens with that. So we'll see what happens with MJF next week. We'll be glad to see him on TV. Maybe he will be on commentary next week with Jericho. That would be funny. Jericho, Shivani, and MJF on a 3-man commentary team. That would be golden hilarious. I would like to see how Jericho and MJF will play off each other. It's like freaking gold on the mic. Well, we all know Jericho's the GOAT, so. But MJF is getting pretty good, too. And he was pretty good on commentary about a couple months ago when it was feuding with Cody and everything. And that's that. So, pretty decent promo. I give it 3 out of 5 stars. And that's that. All right, then we get to your one of your squash matches of the week. We had Wardlow, MJF's bodyguard, taking on Musa, not the Great Muta, Musa. I have no idea who this guy is, but I thought it was going to be like a minute suck fest, and it lasted about 2 minutes, almost 2.5 minutes. But still, Wardlow looks strong, beat the living Jesus out of this guy. But Musa got some offense in, and Wardlow is not pleased. He's not a happy camper, as Musa hits a back handspring kick. Wardlow then cuts him off, hits a knee strike, and then hits the F10 to finish it off. The airplane spin F5, if you want to call it that. So Wardlow gets another win, kills another guy, and Musa was 20-something years old, or whatever old he is. Just basically beat the living crap out of him. And we'll see what happens with Wardlow next week. We'll probably see him with MJF next week in the ring or on commentary or something next week as we begin May and our road to Double or Nothing, which I don't know where it's going to be. I would assume it's going to be in Daly's place. I don't know if it's gonna be live or it's gonna be taped, or they're gonna tape it, like Money in the Bank got taped, and how Redemption and Impact got taped. Night 1 and Night 2 got taped like last week, a couple weeks ago, and then they just had Night 2. I don't know if they're having a Night 3 or I think they're gonna have a. I don't know what they're doing now with Impact. Impact's got 2 world titles now. Think about that. Impact Wrestling is kind of going back to TNA because Moose came out with the TNA world title, and then him and Michael Elgin and Sean Hernandez of formerly of LAX, they came out and they had a match, and I believe Moose won the match and is now the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Now you got Tessa Blanchard, who missed the tapings and was supposed to face Michael Elgin and Eddie Edwards. So we got 2 world titles. So they're going to merge, or they're going to be 2 separate titles. We don't know. I'm trying to ask my buddy Andre Colbill. He doesn't know, but it looks like TNA and Impact are kind of maybe merging again. They might merge all the titles. The TV title might come back. I don't know. Maybe the Legends title comes back. Maybe the Global Force Wrestling thing comes back. I hope not, but it is what it is, and we'll see what happens. And that's that. All right, so Wardlow gets the win. Match I gave 1.5 out of 5 stars. Typical squash match, and that's that. All right, then we get to the 3rd edition of the Bubbly Bunch. And they're all back. The Inner Circle. Jake Hager, Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Santana and Ortiz. They talk about last week's Flim Flam victory by Sammy, who earned a bottle of hand sanitizer for his big win. And he was like talking about, he's like, you can all suck, bye. And he's like, hand sanitizer. You know, he wanted to copy Adam Cole, baby. He wanted to copy me. Fuck you, Sammy. Fuck you. Trying to steal my gimmick. Sammy Guevara, you, my friend, are not a Spanish god. I'm the Italian god. I am the heavyweight champion of YouTube. And if you want to fight, you come over to Jersey and you fight me. You flim flam wannabe. You false god. You, my friend, cannot steal my gimmick and Adam Cole's gimmick. You, my friend, Sammy Guevara, can suck my dick. That's all I got to say about that. So, Santana and Ortiz are kind of torn on who won. Jericho wants an old-fashioned Manitoba melee. So they're fighting each other, and then like one guy's like beating up each other, like oh boom, and then it goes like to Jericho, and then it goes to Ortiz and Santana, and then Jake Hager and Sammy Guevara, and then it just starts getting weird. Like the next thing we know, Peter Avalon, the librarian, gets hit, and then he goes to hit somebody, and it goes to Jungle Boy, who climbs a vine and thinks he's Tarzan, and then he kicks the camera right into Sonny Kiss, who does a cartwheel kick into Dr. Luther, who we haven't seen in God knows how long. And then Dr. Luther goes, hey, look at me. And then he punches the camera, and then we see Lou Ferrigno, the Hulk, not Hogan, but the Incredible Hulk from back in the early 80s, one of the scariest TV show I watched when I was a little kid. When he turned into the Hulk, I was like, oh, no, my eyes. But still a good show for those 2 seasons it was on the air. And then Lou Ferrigno uses a taser, and then it goes to Kevin Smith of Jay and Silent Bob fame. And then he punches the camera, goes to Jericho's dad, Chris Irvine. And then after that, it goes to Vicky Guerrero. Oh my God. And then Vicky gets punched in the nose. She's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Excuse me. And then we get Fluffy, Gabriel, I forgot his last name. Mr. Fluffy, the comedian who does Mr. Fluffy. You know, I think his name is Gabriel Iglesias or something like that. And then we got a couple other guys I didn't know. I think we got Corey Taylor in there somehow. And then some other guy, I don't know who that guy was. Mostly maybe some musicians from Jericho's camp or something like that. But I think we saw Corey Taylor of Slipknot and Stone Sour. That was pretty cool. And I think a couple others, but I might have missed. But so they're all fighting, and you know, Vicky Guerrero's screaming up a storm, and they're fighting again. And then Jericho stops the madness and says, "That was awesome," and it was awesome. I love this bubbly bunch stuff. That's some good shit. That's all I gotta say about that. So I gave the bubbly bunch 4 out of 5 stars. It was fucking funny. I hope we get this every freaking week. Every freaking week we get this. It would be awesome. Like a nice segment, like, you know, a nice in-between segment. It was freaking awesome. I loved it. And that's that. So 4 out of 5 stars for the bubbly bunch. So we'll see what happens next week with Jericho and company. And that's that. And we move on from there. All right, then we get to our next match. A no disqualification, no count-out match. We got the best friends, Chucky T and Trent Beretta, taking on Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc. We had Penelope Ford and Orange Cassidy at ringside for the respective teams. Match was brutal. Brutal match. We had chairs. We had a ladder. No tables, sadly. But they brawled the bell, and the best friends, they go at it. Trent falls with a tope con hilo as they get the momentum going for them. Jimmy Havoc attacks with some chair shots, taking out Orange Cassidy as he threw the chair right in his face, knocked him right out. So then I think the trainer had to take him out, so he's gone for a while. As Havoc then suplexed Chucky T onto some chairs on the floor. Trent falls with a spear. Kip Sabian hits a tope con hilo. They go back in. Lays the boost to Trent. Havoc lays into Chuck with some more chair shots as Kip controls on Trent. So it was like all over the place. And then they grab a ladder, isolating Trent, hit him with the ladder for a near fall. And then Havoc starts biting Trent in the face. Ow. Kip comes back in, and they double team Trent. They isolate Trent for a while. Then they take out Chuck, and Havoc throws the ladder on Trent. Kip comes back in, and Trent bounces back until Kip hits a backstabber for a near fall. And then Chucky T's taken out again. Kip sets up a chair, and they sit Trent in it as Kip goes for the cannonball, but he missed. Chucky T comes back in, makes the comeback with some chair shots, and then he hit the Soul Food half and half combo after that. And then Chuck wedges a chair in the corner. Kip slams him into it. Trent cuts him off with a DDT. And then he hits a chair-assisted knee strike. But Havoc makes the save. Trent takes him out, lays Kip on the ladder in the corner. And Havoc cuts him off, but Trent dumps him to the mat until Jimmy Havoc dumps him on the ladder. Then he hits a Death Valley driver over the chairs that were kind of set up weirdly. And Kip double stomps for a near fall as Chuck makes a save. Havoc falls with some chair shots. Chuck flies back into a slam onto the chair. And then a pound driver on the chair on the Kip, which had to hurt. But it goes for the cover, but Penelope Ford makes the save. And then Chucky T goes outside to look at her. Well, why not? She's kind of hot, but it is what it is. Havoc fires back, backdrops Chuck onto the ladder. Ow. And then Orange Cassidy comes back, makes the save. Nails Havoc in the face with a chair as Penelope Ford tries to attack. Goes for a penalty kick, but ends up spearing Kip. And Cassidy heads up top with Havoc. Dives into Kip and Penelope Ford, knocking them down. Chuck then hits a running awful waffle onto the pile of chairs for the win. So the finish kind of looked like crap, but still a brutal match, and not that hardcore, but it was pretty, devastating with the ladders and the chair spots. The power drive on the chair was nasty, but still a pretty decent match. I gave 3 out of 5 stars, and a lot of fun to watch. And I think the right team won, but because best friends have won like 4 to 5 matches so far, something like that. And we're gonna move on from there, and that's that. So 3 out of 5 stars for the match, and we'll see where both teams go going into next week and going into Double or Nothing. Probably get a Double or Nothing battle royal. I probably get some weird match. Probably a match, well, the pre-show match, of course, at the buy-in, and then already have one match already announced, which I'll get to in a minute. They'll probably announce more matches, maybe an AEW World Title match coming up. With that, maybe the tag titles will be defended. Maybe we'll get the return of Adam Page soon. We'll see what happens with that. Maybe the return of the Young Bucks. A couple other guys that we haven't seen in a while. Maybe Nyla Rose. Maybe Rio. Maybe some other people. We'll see. Let's see what happens with that. Speaking of the women, we get a video package of Britt Baker DMD, baby! And we see a cameo from Rebel. We all remember Rebel from TNA with the menagerie. And then her time in the dollhouse. So, Rebel is her makeup artist. Britt keeps calling her Reba. But, mental mistake by Britt. Britt reminds her to call her Dr. Britt Baker, and she's in her dentist's office in Florida somewhere. Britt hypes her social media at Britt Baker if you want to follow her on Twitter, or just look up Britt Baker DMD and see if you can find her real page. That's that. So she hypes that and mocks people that wear glasses to look smart, as well as fat people and people with bad teeth, making fun of Tony Schiavone. Sad. Poor Tony Schiavone. He's probably taking it as a joke, but doesn't really give two shits because he probably he wants freaking Britt Baker. I don't know what that storyline is going to be about, but I think Adam Cole will not allow it. Because Adam Cole is plowing that ass, but you knew that already. Yeah, so Britt came off like a bitch, as she normally is, but still hypes her up a little bit as the so-called face of the women's division. And we'll see what happens with her next week and in the weeks to come. That, and move on from there. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars, and that's that. All right, then we go back to the warehouse with some action. Shawn Spears taking on Baron Black, who I've seen before, and a couple of indie promotions here in the Northeast. Tier 1, FIP. I believe he was in Evolve a little bit, but he's been around, and pretty match, kind of a squash match for Shawn Spears, who's won the last 4 to 5 matches. Well, 3 out of 5 matches. He wins this match easily. It's also with Black grounding and pounding a little bit. Spears counters out and attacks with some kicks, some chops, and a spine buster. Also with some ground and pound, then a suplex, but Baron Black fires back, gets cut off by Shawn Spears, and then Shawn Spears hits a C4 and locks in the sharpshooter, very kind of mean-looking sharpshooter. Finishes it off as Baron Black taps out in about 3.5 minutes. So, pretty decent win for Shawn Spears. He's won his last 4 to 5 matches, so he's on a roll right now. Not that it's going to go anywhere, but we see what happens with that. Then we move on. So, match was all right. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's that. All right, then we get Taz with another technical breakdown, this time of Lance Archer's blackout finisher. We see how it's done and how devastating it could be. That's that. So that was pretty nice. All right, then we get a Marko Stunt video package. Like we needed a video package of that fucking run. Nobody cares about Marko Stunt. Nobody cares. Little twerp like that. I could beat my sleep. Not to mention my dick, but you know. Not to say no. I could beat my own. You know what I mean. I'm not gonna go there. That's that. I could beat my own dick in my sleep. But Rosa does that for me too, though. Marko Stunt probably has no dick. Probably hasn't seen it in a while. But it is what it is. So then we get to the Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee, taking on Marko Stunt. You know, I wish this match was shorter and it lasted 3 minutes. I know Brody Lee was toying with the guy. But, I mean, come on. You could have finished him off in like a minute and a half. Anyway, Lee was just beating the living bejesus out of the little prick. But Marko got a little bit of offense, cuts off a dive, hits a super kick. Well, actually, Lee like started ragdolling him on the outside, throwing him into the barricade, and I thought it was gonna be a count out, but Marko beat the count at 9.5. Then it slowly picks up. I mean, the match was kind of slow, but Marko got a little offense in. He got the knees up on a charge by Brody Lee. Then he goes up top looking for a flying crossbody, but Brody Lee hit a black hole slam, knocking him out. Then he picks him up, hits a sit-out powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Brody Lee picks up the victory. Match gave 2 out of 5 stars. And Marko Stunt was 23 years old. So there's your second squash match of the week. And you kind of knew that was coming, though, because, you know, with Marko thinking he's all big and bad. I'm going to step up to the plate. I'm not afraid of the Exalted One. Yeah, you should be, because you got your ass handed to you. Again. Like you did when Lance Archer came out. Got your ass handed to you, you fucking runt. Go back to the indies and learn how to wrestle. And that's all I got to say about that. So Brody Lee picks up another victory, and we'll see what happens with him and the Dark Order as we get closer and closer to the pay-per-view, if they're going to be on it or not. We'll see what happens with that. All right. After that, we get a video from our AEW champion, Jon Moxley. This one, he's talking about how things have drastically changed recently with the fucking virus and nobody in the stands. And we see, you know, him winning the AEW title with a bunch of fans back in February. So we see that. And then he says he's thankful for his wife, Renee Young. So he mentioned Renee. Steel Chairs and AEW coming back live next week. Yes, live next week. Live shows coming back for the foreseeable future. Hopefully we'll get fans in the stands by the fall. Well, hopefully by the winter. I think by the winter, like that AEW will probably go into some warm places. They're not going to go into like cold places like New York or New Jersey, because, you know, the fucking virus might come back. And hit harder than it hit us this year. So you thought that 3 million cases worldwide, you might have that doubled next year, or by the fall and early next year, before we can, you know, get back to warmer weather in March and April and May. This thing's not going to end, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to end. We'll have a little bit of a lull in the summer, and then when the fall comes and the winter starts coming, October, November, December comes, forget it. We're fucked again. Back into the same old bullshit. They're going to probably close down New York City again, close down Jersey again. All the states are closed down again, and we got to get the same old fucking routine. Maybe we'll get more stimulus checks. Who knows? They're talking about that $2,000 a month thing. I hope that's true. I would love to get $2,000 a month plus the $1,200 that supposedly is coming out, and get that. And we got a I don't know who this is, but heterosexuality reimagined. Hey everyone, okay, probably some troll. Nobody cares, but hello to you. And if anybody's watching on Twitter or on Facebook, let me know, or on YouTube, let me know where you're from, where you're watching from, or you're from Tennessee, or Florida, or the UK, or Italy, or Iran, or Russia, or Japan, #1, or wherever you are. Let me know where you're from. And that's that. So anyway, get back to what Moxley said. So we're going to get live shows next week, beginning next week, leading up to Double or Nothing. He says he'll be there and knows he has a target on his back. But remember, when you step to him, you do so at your own risk. And then he says, don't forget you call your grandmother and support your local businesses. So, yeah, if you haven't called your grandmother this week, I think you need to. I know I would call my grandmother, but sadly she's passed on. But, you know, I'll say a nice prayer for her tomorrow, or maybe tonight when I go to bed. You know, and that's that. So, you know, say you know, by this weekend or tomorrow, go, you know, even do it tomorrow. Call your grandmother, call your mom, call your grandpop, call your relatives, call someone, everybody you know, and support your local businesses. And that's that. And thank all the essential workers that are doing their job and going in and risking their lives every freaking day due to this fucking virus. The men and women in the health industry, the people at the grocery store, the post office people, you know, all those essential workers. Give them thanks. Give them your love. Give me your support. Like this guy, you know, that's that. Making some good money lately, but next week I only got 2 days. It's going so good. I only get 2 days, but hopefully, you know, I got to be on call over those off. All those I got 5 off days, so I'm working Wednesday and Saturday next week. But I got to keep my schedule open just in case somebody calls out or anything. Hopefully, I would love those 5 straight off days. Not straight off days. I got 3 straight off days, and then I work for I go in Wednesday for a couple hours for like 4.5 hours, and then I go home. Then I'm off Thursday and Friday. Then I go back in Saturday for a long day. That's my long day. It's next Saturday. That's that. You know, not a lot of hours next week, but you know, if somebody calls out, I'm gonna go in and make some money that I need, and that's that. But if not, you know, it's better than not going in at all. Which has happened one time. I had a whole week off once, which wasn't a good thing, but I wish I would got paid that week. But it is what it is, and that's that. All right, so next week on the program, we got MJF returning. We got Jon Moxley versus Frankie Kazarian. Should be pretty good match with that. Non-title, of course. Then we got Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega taking on the Sex Gods. I guess that's Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara in a street fight. So that could be interesting. And where that's going to go over Daly's place next week, because they're going to be in Jacksonville, Florida next week. So see what happens with that. And that's that for next week. So next week's show, live and in living color. And that's that. And we move on from there. All right, then we get to the main event, the final semifinal match in the tournament. Lance Archer and Dustin Rhodes. We had Brandy, who changed into another hot, sexy outfit at ringside with her brother-in-law. And this was a pretty good match. Very, very good. Not a very good match, but a good match. Both men looked strong. We had some blood, motherfuckers. Blood. As Dustin Rhodes got busted wide open. But I'll get to that in a minute. So start off with Lance overpowering Dustin at the start. Dustin fires back. Lance mows him down as Dustin goes to the outside to recover. They go back in. Dustin dumps Lance to the outside, hits an apron cannonball, and then they go back in. Dustin follows him with some strikes. Lance cuts him off, dumps him with the pounds. Period. Lance follows him out, grabs a chair. Dustin cuts him off, but Lance quickly puts a stop to the comeback, kicking the chair into Dustin's face. That's how Dustin got busted wide open. And kind of chases Brandy around a little bit. Lance sees the blood and starts pummeling him, opening up that cut as we go to break. We come back. Lance has everything in control. Dustin fires back, is cut off with a lariat, followed by some ground and pound. Then they go to the floor again. Lance continues to dominate. Sends Dustin into the ring post head first. Dustin tries to rally, but is beaten down. They go back in the ring. Lance falls with a suplex. Dustin comes back, but Lance is just too much for him and keeps control, ground and pound some more, as Dustin has no answer for him. As we go to break, we come back. Lance is still in control. Dustin fires up, hits the code red, but can't make a cover. Then they go back and forth. Lance starts smiling at him, and Dustin hits a lariat. Then the patented snap power slam connects. Dustin follows with some mounted corner strikes. Lance escapes that. Dustin counts into Crossroads. Looks like he was about to win the match. But Lance Archer kicks out at 1, which surprised everybody. Dustin goes up top, but is caught with a choke slam for a near fall. And then Lance goes up top, looks to go old school like The Undertaker. But he transitioned into a top rope moonsault for a near fall. That was pretty impressive. Jericho actually liked it. He follows him with some strikes, looks to hit the blackout to end it all, but Dustin counted out of that and looked to gain some momentum, but he got choke slammed again. Lance goes for the choke slam. Dustin cradles him up for a 2, and Lance is not a happy camper. He's off the buckle and then slams Dustin into it repeatedly, continuing to open up that cut on Dustin's head. And then we see QT Marshall come out to check on Dustin, his tag team partner. And it looks like he was about to throw in the towel, but then Cody comes out and stops that. And Dustin's like, "Don't you throw in the towel! Don't throw in the towel!" So Lance picks him up, hits the EVD claw. You know, that then it's like a claw slam. Like Rowan had, the claw slam. That's what I think it is. 1, 2, 3. Lance Archer picks up the victory. He goes on to the finals to face Cody Rhodes. And I told you it was going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I predicted this from the start of the tournament. Lance Archer and Cody Rhodes to really start their feud. And it's going to come to a head at Double or Nothing on May the 23rd, where we crown our first ever TNT champion. I'm thinking it's going to be Lance Archer. I would not be surprised if it's Cody, though. But I think it's going to be Lance Archer. And we're going to move on from there. So it was a pretty good match. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. You know, Lance looked strong as usual, but you knew who was going to win. You know, there was some hope for Dustin. You know, I thought he was going to win with Crossroads, but Lance kicked out at 1. So, if Cody hits it, I don't know if Lance is going to, if it's going to work. So, Cody's got a lot of work cut out for him at Double or Nothing. They're going to play it out a little bit over the next couple weeks. Maybe we'll get a return of Jake the Snake Roberts at ringside or maybe in a video promo, because I really don't think he's gonna go to Florida, because he's kind of quarantined at DDP's place now. So we'll see what happens with that. So, like I said, Cody's got a lot of work to cut out for him. And we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks. And at Double or Nothing, we'll see what happens and crown a new TNT world champion, the first ever. And like I said, I think it's going to be Lance Archer. But I would not be surprised if it's Cody. And then the storyline and feud continues on up until the summer, until June and July, and maybe at All Out 3, they have a match for the title, the first defense maybe, or they have it on Dynamite, and we'll see what happens. Maybe get some interesting matches with the TNT champion, and we'll see what happens with that. I don't think it's gonna be like. I think the winner will probably hold it for maybe a couple months. But we'll see what happens with that. And that's that. So I gave the match 3.25 out of 5 stars. Overall, a pretty good episode of Dynamite, as it always is. So I gave it a 7.25 out of 10 stars. So 7.25 out of 10 stars. Pretty good show. Kind of. I think both shows this week were pretty good. NXT had Charlotte Flair and Mia Yim non-title. I think it was non-title. Yeah, it was non-title. And we also had for the North American title, Keith Lee taking on Damian Priest. That was another good match. And we had Candice LeRae showing off her new heel side with her new heel theme and interesting new finisher. So we saw that on NXT. And we had the Cruiserweight tournament continue on, and I believe the A block we had Tony Nese and Drake Maverick doing battle, and then we had Isaiah Swerve Scott and El Hijo de Fantasma. We had that. We had an interesting thing with. I'll get to this more tomorrow, but we also had the Newly Bro game, which was fucking stupid. With Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher, thinking they're freaking gay or something. No, like, I know what you ate for breakfast. It was really stupid with Byron Saxton doing the fucking hosting. It was fucking stupid to begin with. Fuck that shit. And that was that. And then they get beat up by Imperium. So it's probably going to be a match coming up next week. For the tag titles, maybe for the tag titles next week. We'll see what happens. And that's that. And then next week we got Group B action in the Cruiserweight tournament with the second matches of the tournament, and then we'll get to the third and the fourth matches the next couple weeks. And I think I heard something like the Cruiserweight title is going to be at Money in the Bank. It's going to be awarded at Money in the Bank. I don't know if that's true, because really you only have 2 matches, and most guys haven't fought the other guy. They're 4 guys. You got to face the 3 other guys. So I think I guess next week will be not next week, but the following week will be the 3rd matches of the tournament, and then the eventual winners. Then you have the eventual winner. I don't know how it's gonna work, but we'll see what happens. I think, but I don't know. I don't know if the Cruiserweight title is gonna be awarded at Money in the Bank or it's gonna be awarded on NXT. Personally, I think Kushida's gonna win it, but it could be anybody right now. Because some people have 1 win and 1 loss. Others have 1 win. So it's gonna be a while for this tournament to take shape and see who runs away with this tournament. I still think it's gonna be Kushida. I would love for it to be Kushida or El Hijo de Fantasma. So I really don't think it's gonna be Isaiah Swerve Scott. I don't think so right now. Not gonna be Drake Maverick. Drake's gonna be gone by then. It would be nice for a nice Cinderella story for Drake. I mean, he picked up the victory tonight over Tony Nese. Looks to build some momentum. I still think he's gonna lose to Kushida, but it is what it is. So it's a who's gonna win that match. But I'm still picking Kushida, and that's that. And we move on from there. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So more on NXT tomorrow with my full in-depth review of NXT from tonight. So that'll be tomorrow night, probably hopefully earlier than this time, but we'll see what happens with that. Then Friday night, you got your SmackDown review coming up after SmackDown, and to end the week. And then we'll be 1 week away from Money in the Bank. So next week we got the Go Home show on Raw, and then next week's SmackDown to deal with. And then we got Money in the Bank next Sunday, excuse me. So I got my predictions coming up next Thursday or next Friday. We'll see what happens with that. Probably next Thursday because I have the day off. So I'll probably be doing that video first. And then do my NXT review next Thursday. And then right after that, I'll do episode 167 of the Gilmore Chronicles, your Money in the Bank predictions. So join me for that. And that's pretty much it. So that's it for my AEW review. I'm going to bed. I have to get up early in the morning. Not early in the morning. I have to get up at about 9:15. And then I have to go to work. I got a couple of hours I'm going to work, which sucks. But it's going to be a pretty slow, pretty easy day for me. I don't have to do a lot of stuff. A couple of things, and then I go home. And that's that. So hopefully be home by 7 o'clock. I know it's going to be really nasty here tomorrow with getting a bunch of rain and wind. It's just going to be nasty tomorrow night. So hopefully I can get home before it starts. So I don't want to get home and it's freaking pouring. I'm getting soaked. At least I get a shower. Yeah. A free shower. You know. But hopefully I won't get caught in it. But we'll see what happens with that. As long as I can get out before. We're supposed to start like 7 o'clock at night. So I should be home before then. So I should make it just in time before the floodgates open. And then that's that. So hopefully I don't lose power tomorrow so I can do my review. If not, I'll have to do it sometime Friday or whenever I get power back on. Hopefully we don't lose power tomorrow. If we do lose power tomorrow night, comes back later on later on Thursday night or early Friday afternoon. But we'll see what happens with that. So if my NXT reviews might be delayed, it's a possibility, but hopefully I can get both of them up, that and my SmackDown review up by the weekend, and then worry about next week, and that's that. So that's it for now. Once again, 7.25 out of 10 stars for AEW. It was a pretty good show, and we'll see what happens next week on AEW Dynamite on TNT as we move forward and we start the road to Double or Nothing next week live from Jacksonville, Florida. And that's that. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. Didn't have much chat tonight. I apologize for the lateness of the video. I thought I was going to have this video up by like 12 o'clock, but things happened and, the missus. So blame her for that. But we had one person come in. Don't know if it was a troll or not, but I really don't care. That's all I got to say about that. So that's that. So that's it, everybody. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe to this channel. Let's get up to 500 subscribers, hopefully by the summer. And subscribe to this channel and all my other channels as well down below in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook. Just type in Peter Gilmore. You'll find me somewhere on Facebook. If you're on Twitter, hit my link down below to my Twitter page and follow me on Twitter. I'm not always on there, but just follow me on Twitter. Sometimes I'll send out a tweet or two. I don't really use Twitter that much, but just to promote my show and say I just really follow the wrestlers and a couple of my friends that are on Twitter. And that's basically that. So, but if you have any questions, you can hit me up via Twitter at my Twitter page, which is down below in the description box. So send in all your questions. You can send me up to 4 questions, and we'll use your questions for a future Q&A. Hopefully by Memorial Day, we'll get to a live Q&A. And we'll see what happens with that. We'll talk some wrestling, some sports. We talk about the coronavirus if it keeps going. Probably will be continuing on through the end of May. Hopefully, the states will start reopening slowly. They'll slowly start reopening here in the Northeast. We'll hopefully have New York and New Jersey and Connecticut opening up with some restrictions, of course. But I think by July they'll be totally open. By July 1st or by August 1st, we'll have the city up and running again. People can go back to the park. I don't know, the beach is not going to be open. They closed the beaches for the summer, which fucking suck. You can't go to Coney Island. I think the Brooklyn Cyclones want to have a season this year. It sucks. No, I don't know what's going to happen with indie wrestling because they only have like maybe 50 to 100 people at a show. So I would assume that they can have indie shows come up in maybe July or August or September. So I get to see WOW again. So we'll see what happens with that going into the fall and the winter. Hopefully the virus doesn't come back full force. I'll get my flu shot before then. Me and Rose will get the flu shot way before then. So we'll hopefully be immune to this fucking virus, and we don't get terribly sick in the winter. Gonna watch her because the winter's not so kind to her. But we'll see what happens with that. And that's that. As long as everybody keeps washing your hands, keep social distancing. I can't even say that fucking word. And everything like that. If we can just follow the rules and keep doing what we're doing right now, slowly but surely we'll get back to normal. And hopefully we can go back to going to ball games and football games and hockey games and concerts will probably be not till next year, which sucks. So I don't know what's going to happen with my In This Moment tickets. They told me to hold on to the tickets I have, and whenever In This Moment announces when they're going to be back in New York, I could use that ticket. So I could get it refunded and rebuy it, but I'd have to keep it so I don't have to rebuy it for another $50, $60. So I'm going to keep it for now. We'll see what happens with that. And that's all I got to say about that. So that's it. So thank you for watching. Go to sleep, everybody. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with my NXT review. And maybe anything else comes your way. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say Cain Velasquez got released yesterday. Whoop-de-damn freaking do. Thanks for coming, Cain. Doing your stupid storyline with Rey Mysterio and Brock Lesnar, and Brock handed you your ass. Thanks for coming. Cut your stupid paycheck. Nobody cares about that. WWE might be sold to ESPN and Fox. That should be interesting. See what happens with that. And yeah, so we're going to get the ratings tomorrow for NXT and AEW. I'm thinking AEW would probably get the win, but not by much. But we'll see. In the ratings war for the Wednesday Night War, it continues to go on. We'll see what happens with that. And then we go to Friday Night SmackDown. Should be pretty interesting. We got Otis and Dolph in the last men's Money in the Bank qualifier. And in the women's Money in the Bank qualifying, we got Carmella and Mandy Rose. I think you know how that's going to end up. Probably going to be Carmella winning that, and Dolph Ziggler winning that. I don't know if this is true, but Jinder Mahal, who came back on Monday night, is now in the Money in the Bank ladder match. He's replacing Apollo Crews. How the hell did he get in? I mean, you couldn't put somebody like Andrade or Angel Garza or Austin Theory. Why couldn't you put any of them? I don't understand Jinder Mahal, of all people, getting into the Money in the Bank ladder match. Not like he's going to win. I hope he doesn't win. Not that I want to see Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal for the WWE title. No, a little 3MB reunion. I just don't want Jinder Mahal to win the WWE title from Drew. Even if he does win Money in the Bank, I don't want him to cash it in and win it. Because that'll suck. Because he sucked when he was the WWE champion. Then he lost it to AJ Styles, which is a good thing. And AJ held the belt for so long. We just hope that Jinder Mahal does not win the Money in the Bank ladder match. I think it's going to be Aleister Black. But we'll see what happens. You never know. You never know what's going to happen in the world of professional wrestling. And that's that. All right, that's it for now. Thank you all for watching. Peter Gilmore signing off on this late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. And that's all I got to say about that. So thank you all for watching. Subscribe. Smash that like button to death and send in all your questions down below or via Twitter. That's it. Good night, everybody. I'm out. Peace, bitches.